How many minutes in this song?
We got 23 plays. And you're live.
Wait seconds. Wait, give me a second. Got it. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. May God bless you in all of those times. Y'all, I am sending out blessings from the crowns of your heads to the soles of your feet, and that you may taste and see the Lord, because he is good. Blessed is the one who takes refuge in him. It's your girl Tamara Fair on the air, and I am proudly posted in the studio with the entire brunch bunch. Happy to be back, y'all. It is Tuesday, almost the end of July. Boy, this summer is flying, right? But you know what? If anybody sees me and comes up and says, well, summer is over, miss me with that, okay? We still got, 2 more months of summer. September the 20th is the official end of summer. But we're going to have new beginnings every single day. Every day that you wake up and you are above ground, you get to do a do-over. For those who have lost, and for those who are losing, still you are winning in the Lord. Y'all don't go nowhere. We got way more to share right here on Inspiration 1390.
Hey, it's your main man, Action Jackson. Feeling fed up with your boss, ready to take control at work? Join us for the National Black Workers Center's Working While Black Expo, going down Saturday, August the 3rd from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. at the Chicago Teachers Union, located 1901 West Carroll Avenue. Learn how to navigate hostile workplaces, meet attorneys, gain skills to fight discrimination, and advocate for fair wages and opportunities. Workplace justice, food, music, and entertainment all under one roof.
What's
Visit
up? What's up,
Facebook?
Facebook?
That's workingwhileblackexpo.org for
Y'all,
more details.
well, when you come in and I see you guys come in, I will do more intros. I will shout you out. I hope you guys are enjoying today. It's a beautiful day in the Chi.
Your tomorrow today. If you or anyone you know is uninsured, underinsured, or you just need a free assessment of your life insurance and investments plan so you can be prepared for retirement, go ahead and give us a phone call at 815-277-6772. Again, that's 815-277-6772. And we'll talk to you soon. Attention motorists, get your new Buddy Bear yearly Buddy Pass for as low as $17 a month for the entire year. No matter where you are, we have 15 locations. You can go anytime and get your car washed every day if you want. All year long.
What's up, Facebook? What's up, Instagram? Hey, Danny. Hey, LaShawn.
That's
What's up, everybody?
BuddyBearCarWash.com and get your membership today.
Hey. Let me tell you something about being an actress. Being an actress makes you appear one way when really in the inside you might be another way. What's up, Lisa? But you know what? I appear to be a servant of God, and I am that, so that has nothing to do with acting. Y'all, today, what's up, Reggie? Today, what's up, Jerry? Today, you really dark. I'm talking about you, Chris. You might burn up like bacon. You might burn up like bacon. But y'all, listen, today's today's topic. First of all, I had the topic right here, and you took it.
Who took it?
Adam took it. He took it, but that's okay because my memory if my memory serves me well. Wait 1 second, guys. Okay, so if my memory serves me well, today's topic is. Don't you have one?
You know what? I love yours so much.
You so full of it. He's so full of it. Can you please go to my notes? Thank you. Be right back, guys. No, right here. No, reminder. Right.
For daily inspiration and updates. Don't forget, tune in this Saturday at 6 p.m. to the Word Network for a life-changing word.
There it is. Hey guys, it's okay, guys. Thanks for that pause for the cause. So today's exclusive topic is: when you are in your own lane, do you ignore or do you acknowledge the traffic? When you are in your own lane, now of course that's not traffic like physical traffic. I'm talking about subliminal traffic. You are in your own lane, and so staying in your lane, I'm sure you can appreciate that. Do you ignore? Do you put on your blinker? Do you turn on your turn signal? Do you make sharp rights or lefts? What do you do when you in your own lane and someone else comes and submerges themselves in your lane?
And they submerged in your lane?
In your lane. You in your own lane.
Well, stay in your lane name speaks to that. You stay in your lane, but somebody got in your lane and cut you off and now causing traffic.
30 seconds in a row.
Causing a traffic jam.
So go ahead and call 8.
For all of you guys who are tuned in, first of all, thank you. I know you could have been anywhere, but you decided to be here. And as we are appreciative of that, so put your comments in the thread. We definitely want to hear from you. If you put your comment in the thread, that means if you took the time to actually type it out, we are going to definitely announce your comment on live.
Stacey Chauncey, 866-447-3344.
Oh, thank you, Autumn. Do wonders never cease? Now, I'm going to say this very solemnly, and y'all can put whatever type of emotion you want to it. But Donald Trump is slated to attend the Chicago's National Association of Black Journalists Convention this week. And today we got community chatter, of course, none other than Wynn, from Win-Win Communications, who is completely immersed in the black journalist situation, as we have been talking about. We've been talking about it for weeks, right? So I'm definitely excited about finding out what the sentiment is, take the temperature of the NABJ as to his appearance. Well, former President Donald Trump will attend the National Association of Black Journalists Convention in Chicago this week, and his campaign has announced that as of Monday night. What's today?
Tuesday.
Today is Tuesday. I know you're having day fusion.
Yeah, I'm like,
but
wait,
today
what day
is Tuesday, so they just announced it. Well, the convention runs from July the 31st to August the 4th at the Hilton Chicago, located at 720 South Michigan Avenue in the South Loop. Well, the NABJ's website says that the event is a conference for journalism, education, career development, networking, and innovation. Well, the Trump campaign and the NABJ said that he will participate in a question and answer with political journalists in front of an audience of convention attendees that will consecrate the most pressing issues facing the black community. It will happen at noon tomorrow. Showdown is at noon tomorrow. So ABC senior congressional correspondent Rachel Scott will moderate the event with the Faulkner Focus anchor Harris Faulkner, who is also a co-host of Outnumbered on Fox News, a semi-formal platform for political reporter Kadia Golba. Well, NABJ said that the Vice President Kamala Harris, who is also invited to participate in this year's convention, and her confirmation is still pending. The event will not be open to the general public. I wonder why.
Well, not because of Trump. Not because of Trump.
You lost your mind.
Well, first of all, every conference.
If he was in Wyoming, Nebraska, even one of the Carolinas, it might have been open to the general public. But
no,
Chicago,
you got to be registered to attend this convention, and you got to be a journalist, and it was a cost, so that's why. It's not because of Trump.
Well, the views and opinions of Marcel Action Jackson may or may not be spread wide with the whole bunch. Well, it will be live streamed via the NABJ's YouTube and Facebook pages. So if you want to tune in, you can tune in live via social media. So according to the NABJ's president, Ken Lemon, whatever, you can pronounce it any way you want to. He says that we look forward to our attendees hearing from the former President Trump on critical issues our members and their attendees care most about. Yep. Well, while the NABJ does not endorse political candidates as a journalism organization, we understand the serious work of our members and welcome the opportunity for them to ask the tough questions that will provide the truthful answers on Black America's stance and what we need to know. Trump will then head to Harrisburg, Pennsylvania for a rally. In case you guys want to go on Trump tour, then you can set your sights.
I don't know about Harrisburg. That's where he almost got shot.
Shot? Now, that's not what I'm glad you said that. Yeah. I heard that it was glass on his ear.
Well, look, Adam waving his hand. He like, don't play with his president. He was shot.
Okay. Well, and moving right along, Trump was headed to Pennsylvania. And last week, Trump also revealed plans to return to Butler, Pennsylvania for the first time since his attempted assassination. The date of the rally has not been announced. Now, let me tell you something. When I got trauma, I'm not going back to where the trauma started.
I listen.
I'm just saying. Now, I know there's some very brave souls. Obviously, Trump is one of them. I can't heal where I got hurt. I'm sorry. It's just me. Maybe. Is it just me?
No, you know what? And I'm usually not like that. Like I heard somebody say, "Oh, I don't go to slave plantations because of the trauma that happened there." I go places like that because of the historic value. Yeah. But somewhere that I've experienced like an attempted assassination or whatever the case may be, I ain't going back.
Well, honestly, I'm a little scared to go to the DNC, to be truthfully honest. But that's only because of
you're Republican.
That's my own thing I have to deal with. But it's just seeing that in a big a rally. It's just a lot of people with a lot of emotions, and just makes me uncomfortable.
Would you go to the RNC?
No.
So you're not going to any?
I don't like the big events. That makes me scared. Did you get
shot at one of those?
No, events? But somebody got shot. I don't want to be there.
But somebody got shot at the church. You ain't going to church. Somebody got shot at the movie theater. You ain't going to the movie.
No, that's
what I was gonna say. Because if I were a former slave, or let's just say I was a descendant of a former slave.
You are.
And I am, but I'm saying that if you just give me a minute, that actually told me stories about what they endured, then that would have been a indirect trauma that I would have experienced, and I would be very shy to go to a slave,
I get what you're
like
saying.
A plantation.
Some people though, they like to face trauma head on, right?
Yeah.
And Trump is doing this for political. This is a good PR stunt, right? And his nephew called him. His nephew has a new book out, and they've been interviewing him. And there's a term for Trump. It's something crazy. It ain't just crazy, but he gave him. It was another word in front.
But they use the word crazy.
But they use This is something crazy. He going back to where he almost
trifecta crazy.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So on three levels.
Atomically crazy.
Okay, bomb crazy.
I have never heard atomic crazy before.
That's something they made up, but it's appropriate for whomever it's appropriate for. But you know what? Back to trauma. You know where you're shying away from it. Yeah, I'm on a plane. I've experienced turbulence. When I'm on a plane and I experience turbulence now, it does bring a level of anxiety. Is it something that I have to do? Yes, sometimes I have to do it. But it doesn't make it any better, right? So I get it. When if you're in a crowd and that crowd is making you anxiety feel, you might be in crowds, but it doesn't stop or lessen the anxiety.
And it's specifically like political crowds and stuff, because emotions are so high and hate is in the air sometimes.
I think you just wanted to talk about the DNC originally.
No, RNC, DNC, ABC, I don't care.
The emotions are not. If you've never been, how do you know what the emotions in the room are? I go to political rallies.
I watched one and somebody got shot. That's all I got to
see.
That
was not a political rally. That was a Trump rally. That's the difference.
Is that not political?
No,
come on now.
A Trump rally is something different than any other rally.
I don't know. I'm with Adam on that. If it's Trump involved, it's politically motivated.
But it wasn't the crowd that was the issue. It was the shooter on the stage that was the issue. So it's not the people in the room. Because most of these political rallies are people that are supporting.
I got trust issues too.
I would go to a Trump rally. I'm a journalist. Hello, I'm a radio personality. We are nonpartisan. We going to get the story to report it.
Well, Donna says that there are a lot of things going on in Chicago, so it's a whole lot of places that Adam can't go.
Yes, exactly.
Right. I bet he'll go to Lollapalooza.
Nope, I'm not going there neither. I don't go outside.
His trauma is crowds.
I don't go outside. I'm socially anxious. I'm socially awkward. I don't like none of that.
No, you're not socially awkward. But let's talk about crowds, and particularly crowds in Chicago. The last time Trump came to Chicago, he was faced with a very angry crowd, and he was unable to do what he came to do, right? Yeah. So it's going to be very interesting to see how Chicago receives Trump this time. Now, hopefully we have elevated our mindsets from being aggressive when we're against something. We still have the opportunity to hear what he has to say. Now, according to the NABJ and any media, you have to give every political person equal opportunity to express what their postures are, their political postures are. And if you don't, you are in violation and you could be fined. So they have to, as well as as they're
fair
asking for.
media, news media.
Yes.
You know, what Trump was saying that's fake news, this is showing him that it's not fake news.
Exactly.
And that these
but irrespective of if it's not fake news, you know, Trump has a way to put a spin on it. But I want you guys to put a spin on life today. I want you to infuse more God into your lives. I don't know about you, but I need a little more Jesus. You don't have to play that song because I know that's not on our list. I'm just saying.
Now, if he was wrong, you don't know.
Anybody need a little more Jesus? Turn to your neighbor and say, yeah, I need a little more.
I need a little
I
more
need a little
Jesus.
more.
I think we all do.
It's Inspiration 1390, y'all.
Yes, was it another one she said too?
We're on which other one? No, that's it. No, it's stuff that.
Okay, guys, what's up, Ross? Thank you so much for tuning in. You are the celebrity nephew I always wanted to have and got. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Your health is priceless wealth. Come on, y'all. What's up, Pumpkin? Oh no, that's not Pumpkin. That's Pump Faking. That's what you said. That's what the name. I just read what I see. I definitely need a little more. People are crazy. Go on, stand in your lane. Okay, so for those of you who missed it, if you're in your lane, and you know in your lane is typically no traffic. Now, of course, this is mental. This is subliminal. This has nothing to do with actual traffic, right? If you're in your lane and there's no traffic, but here comes someone that puts themselves in your lane and causes a traffic jam, what do you do? In other words, you minding your business. Here comes somebody else.
Run them off the road.
What does that look like?
Right, because hypothetically speaking, I don't know. I don't know this question of the day. Because if you're in your own lane, nobody, spiritually, hypothetically, nobody can really, it's your lane. Nobody can cause a traffic jam in your lane.
That's so not
I don't think that's true. Because there's stuff that.
Because it's spirits, it's principalities. It's you could have a room full of people and they could be vibing, and here comes here comes a poor spirited person that brings the vibe up or down. What do?
And everyone feels that when they walk.
And everybody's like, and they don't talk about it while the person is in the room.
But do it really affect you though?
I think it affects the whole room and the whole.
I mean,
it changes the dynamic of the room.
It changes the room, but is it affecting you?
If you in the room,
I mean, no, I'm saying because when we talk about now, we're going spiritual here, right? Because spiritually, nobody can change your, affect what's happening in your life, because everything that happens to us happens for a reason. Jeremiah 29:11. For I knew the thoughts towards you before you were born. God knows our end before our beginning. So everything in life happens, and so I think when you have that godly mindset, it helps you to get through things a little bit better, because for every situation, something is, for every action, there's an equal opposite reaction. That's physics, right? Mm-hmm. But in the spiritual realm, everything that happened to us, when calamity happens, there's a reason for the season, right? Mm-hmm. And so we don't know in that moment what the reason is. So somebody coming in my lane and causing a traffic jam, it could be probably like, I can't believe, but it could be stopping me from crashing out on something even different. Yeah. So that's why, true. I mean,
what if somebody comes into your lane and causes the crash?
Causes you to, I mean, it's still.
What do? Do you purge that person from
run them off the
your road? Do you, exactly, what do you do? I know this is kind of very subliminal for y'all, and it's like, because y'all ain't as deep as me. But
yeah, because I'm like, this. I'm following you.
You know why you follow me, right? Because you a whole Gemini.
You a Gemini.
You a whole Gemini.
But it depends.
I feel like I know what you want to say, too.
So I think
you do.
Listen, if somebody's coming in your life and they constantly causing traffic jams and accidents, then that's definitely when you got to be like, wait a minute. Every time I had an issue, has become the same.
You're the common denominator.
The common denominator. Then you got to get rid of that common denominator. Now, that's how I would look at it. Yeah. And that could be God saying, look, I done showed you this time, and this time, and then this time, and you still, but that's on you. Until you purge certain people that come in the room and pull the spirit down, you're going to stay in rooms with down spirits.
That's true.
That's true.
It is up to you.
It's up to you. Okay, I want to hear from you. What's going on? What happens? I hope we explained it a little bit more so that all of the people that are not as deep as me and Jarrell can understand what the question or the topic of the day actually is, and maybe give you some insight about when people come into your world and change it, good or bad. What do? Do you keep them? If they're good, of course you do.
Londa said, I disagree. Satan is out and about. It can't cause a delay. It can cause a delay.
That was good.
Only God allows Satan to delay us.
But also, a delay ain't the end.
Right, it ain't the end.
Delay is not denied.
It's not denied. When Job was tested, the enemy went to God and said, let me test your faithful servant Job. And Job went through all kind of hell, but it did not stop him from being blessed in the end. When his wife cursed him and said, you're a crazy fool, Job said...
He was atomic crazy?
He wasn't. That's only for Trump.
He also said everybody's got that crazy uncle. That's what his nephew said.
Oh.
Everyone's got his crazy uncle. That's true.
But you got to know, God gives us signs. He gives us free will too. But you got to pay attention to the signs. There are certain signs.
So a good question. Do you let the person who lights the room merge into your lane?
Yeah,
lights the room.
Yeah, light it up. Yeah.
Of course
light
you do. You said always. Always.
Yeah, you like, come with me, because I know it's going to be a good time with you, and the spirits are going to be happy.
But sometimes those people could be covered as a good light, but it could be the devil. They can be disguised as the devil too, because a good time is subjective too.
That's true.
You know what? When you're in traffic, I just got this analogy. When you're in traffic and it's a traffic jam, I'm not ever in a hurry like that, right? So when Jackson is driving me, he'll be like, and I'll be like, stay in this lane. You know why? Because the car's over here going crazy. And while you're trying to cut around, I'm like, we're going to stay right here. It's going to take us a few more minutes to get there, but I'm staying in my lane and I'm staying focused. Because you're protecting
your lane.
I got the baseball bat in the back seat.
Because you protect your lane. Sometimes we move too fast and get out of our lane, and then that's when we got a bigger accident.
Well, now that's a really good way to depict that analogy. Staying in your lane, being patient, and not letting anybody move you out of your lane. Now that's really good. You said road rage is real? Yeah, even when it's mental road rage. Good afternoon, Senator. How are you? I'm wonderful. Good to see you.
All right.
You look beautiful.
Yeah.
If you walk up to my car with a gun, I'll shoot you in the face too.
Well, yeah. Well, yeah.
But Londa said we know because you are usually late. Me. But we were leaving here one day.
I love that comment.
We were leaving here one day, and we on the Ida B. Wells Expressway, and we all the way to the left, and it's these cars racing each other. But one literally turned, and I'm like, Jackson, if you would have moved over, we would have got hit.
You gotta get out their way.
Yeah, sometimes.
Oh, so you gotta get out the way. I like that too.
Make sure you're doing right.
Because although we were blocked and sitting here, if we would have got over here, we would have got hit.
So that analogy does extrapolate and correlate to how you drive your life.
Yeah.
Right. And that's the main focus. How do you drive your life when other people are in lanes around you and you staying in yours? Defensively.
And if you ain't willing to go their speed limit, get out their way. Get out the way. Get out their way. That's all. Can't take the heat. Get out of my way. I'm gonna make an example out of it. 10 seconds, what's going on?
That metaphor is built and built and built.
It did. It just scaffolded, didn't it?
That was really good.
What's going on? What's going on is we've been talking.
He cannot multitask, especially when it's airtime.
So the 2024 presidential contest has been transformed, and now we're a little around 98, 99 days before Election Day, and a fundamentally new race is taking shape, featuring new candidates, a new issue focus, and a new outlook for both parties. Now, Vice President Kamala Harris stepped in for Biden last Sunday and quickly smashed fundraising records, took over social media, and generated levels of excitement that some Democrats said reminded them of the energy that surrounded Barack Obama's historic candidacy nearly 2 decades ago. And I quote, This is potentially Obama on steroids, said Representative Jasmine Crockett, a Democrat from Texas, who was among the 40,000 participants on a Black Women for Harris call last week. On the other side, Republicans are suddenly fearful and frustrated as they begin to accept the new reality that Trump's victory is not a sure thing. And as their mood sours, the finger pointing has begun. Some prominent conservatives are openly second guessing Trump's vice presidential pick, J.D. Vance, a little known Ohio senator with less than 2 years in office and a well documented history of provocative statements. So just 12 days ago, Vance earned a huge ovation as he addressed the RNC up the road in Milwaukee, where he was of strong belief that Trump could do no wrong in the wake of his near-death experience. And I quote, "We're light years away from where we were in Milwaukee," said Republican National Committee member Henry Barber, who just a week ago predicted that the GOP might win the national popular vote this fall for the first time since 2004. He's not so sure anymore. The Democrats now have a candidate who can speak, who can attack. They have a weapon, Barbara said. They have a path. Now, this is coming from the Republican Party. Now, the incredible speed with which the election was transformed is a stark reminder that in the Trump era, little is certain and the conventional wisdom is often wrong. Even now, the Democrats' newfound confidence may be premature. Early public polling suggests that Harris starts in a slightly better position against Trump than Biden was just before his withdrawal from the race. But the numbers also point to a very close race in a deeply divided nation. Meanwhile, there are still more questions than answers about the 99-day sprint that lies ahead. Harris has not chosen a running mate, and Trump has
She called me.
Listen.
I'm in.
We in
Well, we in like playing. Now, Trump has raised $200 million in 7 days since taking over Biden's campaign. Since she took over Biden's campaign. Now, the next debate, of course, Trump said he was going to do the debate. Then he sent a statement that he wasn't going to do the debate. Kamala Harris, when I arrived in Jamaica, the first night last week, I'm sitting at the desk checking into the hotel, and one of the Jamaican reps at the desk, I don't know how she looked at me and wanted to talk politics, but she wanted to talk American politics.
I don't know how she knew you were American because you're crispy black.
But I'm like, out of all these people, why are you talking to me about our presidential election? So
you had your Trump hat on.
Yeah, right. So she said, "Do you believe that America is about to have an African American woman president?" And I said, "I do believe so." I said, "But we have to mobilize people to vote." And then, of course, there were some Black Americans next to me that said, "I'm not voting for Kamala. I ain't voting for the Black woman." So then
they said, "I'm not voting for the Black woman."
Oh yeah, just because she's Black, and we've seen this before. And I'm like, Lord, why did you put me in this situation in this lobby right now? So of course, 40 minutes later, after a nice debate, the hotel upgraded my room. I was in my lane.
You earned it.
I earned an upgrade to an Ocean View suite. Right. Because clearly Valencia was like, "Would you be quiet?" And I'm like, "No, this is a moment for us to educate these uneducated Americans right here, because everything they were spewing was wrong." But then it wasn't even about Kamala at this point. It was to focus on who you would have as president if you don't vote for Kamala.
Right.
And when they started understanding a little bit more, they're like, "What's your Instagram? We're gonna follow you," and blah blah. And the hotel clerk was like, "My brother."
My brother. Well, it's amazing to me how the Republicans are like scurrying now for a soft place to land. And, it's going to be some anxiety in this whole campaign, because what they thought was going to be a shoo-in is now a showdown.
Yeah.
And so who's going to show up for the showdown? Soldiers have to show up for the showdown. And it's going to be trauma fallout. And that is why we are very proud to host this health summit here coming up on Saturday. Now I'm inviting the public, particularly the Republicans.
All people.
Exactly, because it's not just physical health, it's mental health. And we have the best spokesperson right here in the studio to talk about it. And she is none other than our beloved Senator, Miss Mattie Hunter.
Well, welcome to the Brunch Bunch, Senator Hunter. How are you today?
I am wonderful. How are you?
We are doing great. You got some great stuff coming on your annual health fair that's celebrating a milestone year this year, the 20th year. It's going down. It's coming up. But believe us, before we get there, we want you to call all of your friends and call your frenemies and tell them to tune into the Brunch Bunch because you don't want to miss.
And your Republicans.
And all your friends. I said all your friends. You don't want to miss this information about the 20th Annual Family Health and Fitness Fair coming up August 3rd when we come back right here on the Brunch Bunch. Just like, this is a minute of this win-win intro. Then
it's something on me strongly. If you feel me, everybody throw your hands up and say,
right, but I wanted to drop the intro. So to break it up. Oh, I see the note.
Right.
No, I wanted to, but I wanted to.
All right, so people, if you're in your, hey, Monica, hey, Kari, hey, Naya, what's going on, people? Thank you so much for joining. Yes, and I'm going to change so many things.
One of the governors dropped out today out of his, Louisiana? He dropped out. He said he didn't want to be in the running to be vice president. So the list was
one of the one that was on the top picks. Yeah. Who?
But I'm like,
which one?
Governor of Louisiana. Right. Saying I want to drop out before they sell them. No.
Yeah, I'm considering dropping out too. Like, seriously.
But that's
No, at that level, when you give a resignation, that's like a essential firing. Yeah, that's a top level.
So they probably told him, Richard Nelson, what state? Louisiana, Governor Nelson.
Yeah.
I feel good. Hi there, it's Wynona Redmond, and it's time for Community Chatter, brought to you by Win-Win Communications.
And speaking of winning, we have a winner right here in the studio who has had a sterling history in Chicago politics. A native Chicagoan, State Senator Mattie Hunter has served in the Illinois General Assembly since 2003. Hunter holds a leadership position as the Assistant Majority Leader and is the Vice Chair of the Executive Appointments of Public Health Committees. She serves on the Senate Appropriations, Public Safety and Infrastructure Committees, also Energy and Public Utilities, Executive and Health and Human Services Committees. She is also a member of the Illinois Legislative Black Caucus, and we are proud to have her right here in the studio with us on the Brunch Bunch, and we want to give you a big Brunch Bunch welcome.
All right.
Senator Hunter, you've been for 20 years hosting one of the most amazing family health and fitness fairs. Listen, I went a couple of years ago and was able to get a back massage in one tent, eat good, party with the community. What encouraged you to start this event?
So in 2003, it was my freshman year in the Senate, and I was reading a magazine, and the magazine said that Chicago was the fattest city in the nation. And I couldn't believe it. I said, what? And then I said, well,
not PHAT, but FAT?
FAT. And they talked about the children and how fat they were and that they don't work out, they don't move around, they don't exercise.
It's sedentary.
Yes, girl. And so I said, well, what is it that I can do to help improve this condition and get people involved and moving around? And so I said, well, let me start having this health fair. And so I got together with a few people, and I didn't have anywhere to have it at. So the White Sox Park is in my district. Mm-hmm. So I called them and I said, can I have a room or something to have the health fair? And they said, yeah, you can have a room. I said, you know what? I want to have it outside so people can drive past and walk past and see us. So they gave us a parking lot. They said there's no game on the side this Saturday. And that's what happened. We got balloons, and we were disappointed. Only 20 people showed up.
Wow.
But we didn't do a lot of marketing and or advertising or anything like that. And so we were encouraged to come back the next year. And so today, moving fast forward, 20 years later, we got about 1,500 people coming on a regular basis.
From 20 to 1,500. But guess what, though, Senator? Those 20 people left there with lives changed and
sure
also
did.
left there with a resource that they have enjoyed year after year.
You know, you're absolutely right.
So this is for everyone. This is for kids. This is for adults. And some of the free events that are going on that are life-changing are school physicals, which we know back to school is coming up really quickly because the St. Bernard Mobile is doing the health units and eye exams. People really do not understand how important eye health is until them cataracts make it so you can't see.
Yeah, well, that's the old people. But see, for young folks, we found out that many of the kids who have behavior disorders, the problem is that they can't see the boards. They can't see the lessons on the board, or they cannot read. Not that they cannot read, but they cannot read the materials because they have a vision problem, you know. And so we have the eye college that comes out, and they provide physical eye exams, free eye exams to the entire family.
Wow.
And some kids need specialized eyeglasses, and they take care of that as well.
Well, you got so much going on. I want the community to really know school physicals, eye exams, back to school haircuts, book bags, massages, as I mentioned. I love it. Health screenings, food, entertainment, and a cooling bus.
Yes.
You got entertainment, the Jesse White tumblers, the free to dance, line dancing.
Yes.
Listen, I'm a West Sider. So the first year I came, I was invited. Shout out to Tennille Jackson. She was out there with a table and tent. And she told me to stop by, and I left there amazed.
Yeah.
And I had such a good time. Yeah. It was hundreds, thousands of people, and it was just fun.
It was a lot of fun.
It's just fun.
And that's different. Where health fair, you think, oh, we're going to go get some free services. But when you have fun, too.
Well, that's the ideal of we want people to move. You know, so you have to have fun to move. We have the dancers there, and then they get folks up out of their chairs, and they're line dancing. And if they don't know how to line dance, they teach them how to line dance, you know. And we have the Chinese come by, and they teach us how to do their kung fu and all that moving around. And I mean, it's a great family fun day, period. You're tired, you're hot. It rained on us last year, and didn't nobody go anywhere.
That's because you do great events. And so Win-Win joining late because we're juggling the National Association of Black Journalists Conference. But you know what? I can't wait. If I could sell popcorn, but we don't want any sharp note to hit him. But I can't wait for that. We have so many pieces going on, but this is Win-Win Communications, Wynona Redmond. This is one of my favorite guests ever. Senator Mattie Hunter is a sister. She is a shero. She is one of my sheroes, but we cannot thank her enough. I want to say happy 20th anniversary for your health fair. She will be at the Black Women's Expo this Sunday at 2 p.m. For a panel that's saying Sisters Show Up. Tamara, you hit it. Senator Mattie Hunter has saved lives. She saved lives. She has used her power and her legislation to bring the ticket for the cure, and she brought the lottery. She just got the Illinois lottery to get $1 million fund with the Dreamers and UNCF. Dollars going to students in Illinois, but she also for scholarships. But she also helped. She's been honored. I want you to just say a few of your awards. She's been honored by HSI. You know, she's been honored because she helped bring that historic pillar on health with the Illinois Black Caucus. Because so when you look at equity and diversity in health, she's done it. And she is an AKA Kamala Harris. She has in Mattie Hunter. Mattie's been getting all of these interviews because she's a policymaker. She's an AKA, and she's brought home the bacon. But this Sunday, we have a panel, Sisters Show Up, because it's saying if we don't get these screenings early enough, more Black women have stopped doing screenings, and now the numbers are going up. For breast cancer, cervical cancer, heart disease. So Senator Mattie Hunter.
Too many men are being diagnosed with prostate cancer at too much of a late stage, you know.
The mortality rates are up. So what you're doing is life-saving work.
Oh, yeah.
And you
but
have,
this is God's work. It ain't my work. It's God's.
but
work.
but you're the chosen vessel, and you have been delivering.
Yes,
so we have that panel on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
We have the health fair on Saturday. And this isn't the first health fair. You did an earlier health fair, and you had your sisters out there with you, Kim Dupliclay, and you had a couple of folks. But thank you for all that you do. And but this health piece. But we got to talk the time of the day, like 98 days away from one of your sorors.
Well, we mentioned it before the community chatter, but we wanted to wait on you to finish this convo. And I know we got Senator Hunter here who can definitely speak to, and we were talking about, the uneducated voters and why they need to vote and why we need to mobilize around our vice president.
Well, it's about our future, not only our individual future, but it's the future of our country. We're talking about democracy here. When I was an undergrad, I was a government major, and I studied state and local government, the federal government, and how government operates. And the government will not function properly without the people. The people must be informed. They must understand what's at stake here, and we must get out. If you're not registered to vote, it's time for you to get out to vote. Here in Illinois, we have some of the most lenient rules on the books, laws on the books.
So far.
No. We have Illinois is totally democratically controlled.
I know, but I'm saying if this election goes a different way, then
we can stop some of it here in Illinois.
Oh, okay.
What Trump is talking about is signing executive orders.
Exactly.
He ain't talking about passing no federal laws. He's talking about signing executive orders. In order for him to pass some laws, he needs the vote of the Senate and the House in D.C. Mm-hmm. So he can sign executive laws, and those executive rules, they can do some damage, some real serious damage, as he did while he served his first 4 years, But the man has some issues. His followers has issues, and they simply want to destroy this country, and they want to take us back to 100 years from now. They feel as, I was listening to a station yesterday, and they were saying that they was wondering why white people feel intimidated by blacks. And it's come to find out there was a study commissioned by Harvard, and they stated that whites feel as though blacks have been given and made too many advances, and that we've moved past them and left them behind, which is further from the truth.
Yep.
The fact of the matter is, we've been discriminated and misused and abused all of our lives. I've talked to my great-grandparents, my grandparents, my parents, and it's the same thing that's going on today.
Yeah.
We got to stop this.
Well, I heard in Fawn Weaver, I was able to go to Nashville, Tennessee, and where Tammy went to college. And Fawn is the CEO of Uncle Near's Whiskey. And she said something when she first moved to Lynchburg. She said she never understood when Trump was talking about people taking the jobs.
Yeah.
And she said he's talking to middle America. She said because when she called to get lawn care service, it was a white family pulled up. When she called for a maid and a cook, it was a white family. She said those are the people that he's fear-mongering and talking to when he's saying these Mexicans are coming to take your jobs, and the black.
It's targeted.
It's targeted.
His message
and
is
so,
targeted.
and you got to be very careful because we'll sit back and as we see people and hear people saying, well, that don't affect me. What's a black job?
Underestimate everything. You cannot underestimate nothing.
Yeah.
But I think that people underestimate the power of a powerful legislator like yourself. You take legislation and fill the gaps where there are gaps in communities that would not have a voice had it been not for your voice. And particularly these 400 bills that you have passed regarding breast cancer, childhood vaccines, health care access, substance abuse treatment, youth employment, environmental issues, and education are all bills that you are passionate about, and your voting record speaks to it.
Well, I pass bills based upon the conditions of my community, my family, my constituents, my people from the state of Illinois. They're faced with all of these different kind of issues, and we must begin to address them. So I get together with our lawyers who are on our staff, and we come up with ideas. I tell them what I want to do, and they'll tell me how I need to do it.
And you have some really great experts that you just brought somebody in for health. You got some of the pioneers in health, and I love how you work with other elected officials. I know you collaborate well with Congressman Davis and the West Side Black elected officials. She was going to a meeting on her birthday, June 1st, and but just the collaboration and just being a giver and just being a giver.
Well, I can't get it done by myself. It's the bottom line to everything. In the Senate, I know how to count. You got to learn how to count when you're in politics, okay? Mm-hmm. And so in the Senate, you need 30 votes to get any bill passed out the Senate, okay? In the House, you need 70 votes, okay? And so sometimes my bills are so controversial, especially when it deals with welfare reform and criminal justice reform. Mm-hmm. Some of my Democratic colleagues do not want to vote for it because their constituents do not want them to vote for it and will give them a hard time when it's time for election. So therefore, sometimes I have to go across the aisle to my Republican colleagues, and I can get 2 or 3 votes over there, and I get my bills passed.
She gets the job done, and then but again, this health fair this Saturday, the panel at Black Women's Expo, this saves lives. And I remember Governor Pritzker saying that he wanted Illinois to be the state of health. The people to know that Illinois is leading it. Right. So Tamara, when you were talking about what happens if there was a Republican. Senator said something when she said Democratic run Illinois, but health run Illinois. There's all kind of health collaboratives, and then we've got all these bills coming for preventive health care. Illinois really is a model. So as we talk about Kamala and as we go into the White House, the model is right here. That's
I'm
why
glad you said the model. Is Kamala going to take our governor to be the vice president?
I don't know. I don't know what she's going to do. All I know is there are 3 battleground states.
Yes.
And she may select somebody from one of those because they have a high number of electoral votes that are needed to win the presidency. Okay. Mm-hmm. So people who say that I am not going to vote for a Black woman, I don't like her. You don't even know the lady. Learn her background, read up about her. Read up. I mean, you can find all kinds of information about her, and we're going to get the information out there to the people. I've been on so many calls. I was a part of that 44,000 women.
They're saying it's 90,000 now.
Well, it was, no, really,
it was,
it was.
They extended it.
It was because we had, we had.
Because I was on the men call, but then there were people on YouTube, live streaming, Roland Martin page.
The fact of the matter is that everybody is coming together. They tell me the white men had a meeting last night.
I love it. I love it.
So everybody is coming together, and so we need y'all to educate yourself. We're going to help you educate you all to get the word out on who this woman is, what her background is, what she stands for, so you will know who she is. And she's a powerful woman. We don't want you to vote for her because she's a woman or because she's Black. She's for the country.
Yeah.
She's the right stuff, y'all.
In your estimation, Senator Hunter, I was going to say Harris. Senator Harris, what does a Kamala Harris presidency look like for the people?
It looks like America, as far as I'm concerned. It has Indians, Native Americans, Asian Americans, Black folks, white folks, Asian, LGBTQ. It has everybody. She represents
inclusion,
equity, and inclusion.
The American dream.
The real American dream.
And that's restorative because it has eroded to a
very much
dangerous point.
It's at a very dangerous point, but it's left up to us to stop them in their tracks and turn the tide and get America back on track.
Yeah.
Because right now it's tilting on an axis, actually. And I've been seeing the country tilt on an axis for a long time. And it's time for us, y'all, to level the playing field and put everything back in place.
Yeah, I love that.
And you said something when you said equity and we know we got the DNC coming. We know we have Congressional Black Caucus Foundation. Yeah. We know that that both Congressman Davis, Congressman Jackson, Congresswoman Kelly, all of them have these platforms on the equity. But you've done it and you've been honored. So as we go off, I know Donald Dew honored you with an equity award in health, but how many awards you got this year? You got about 8.
I don't know. I'm getting ready to get somebody to last time I counted officially, it was over 200, and that was like more than 10 years ago.
But in this year, you've had about 8.
This week I've had 2.
Well, when you're doing great work,
yeah,
Vanguard Woman of Excellence.
But don't forget my health fair, y'all, is this Saturday on the campus of IIT, 3300 South on State Street. We'll be outdoors. We'll have tents. We'll have food. We got
good
lunch.
food.
And come out and parents, if your children need a vaccination to get back in school, bring their medical records.
Okay.
Bring their vaccine records. 3300 South State this Saturday from 10 to 2, y'all.
And if you need any information, you can call 312-949-1908. 312-949-1908. Wait, 1908.
Hey.
Oh. Don't play with us. Do not play with us.
Are all the slots taken for the real ID?
Oh, I don't know yet, but thank you, Wynona. If you need a real ID, the Secretary of State office is going to be out there issuing it, but you got to have an appointment with my office. So call my office at 312-949-1908 to get on the list, because they're only going to do 35 to 40.
That real ID is a wait. So
I love that
do
phone number. Tamara had tapped me over here talking about, I love her even more. She a Gemini and a AK.
So can you please educate the people about the real ID? You have TSA telling people at the gates, you know, you need a real ID.
Yeah.
Do you have to have a real ID?
You do.
Is
They're
there an
gonna
option?
start enforcing it next year, 2025. So y'all got to get to the Secretary of State's office or come by my health fair, but don't just pop in. You need to call my office and get on the list. You got to have a reservation to get on the list, because they're only limited during the health fair from 35 to 40 real IDs. But you can always go to the Secretary of State's office and get your real ID. And then, like, when you're traveling around the country, on the airplane, or if someone stopped you, you got to have that real ID. It's just like a regular driver's license. The only difference is that it has a gold star in the upper right-hand corner.
And you know what? It's better than going to sit at the DMV office. You can come outside, have a good time, eat, dance, hula hoop contest, get a massage, get your kids a haircut, school supplies, and get your real ID. All you gotta do is show up.
And guess what? It's all free.
Free. Call 312-949-1908. Let them know you heard it on the Bronx Bomb.
Come out. There's no excuse not to vote, not to register to vote, not to vote for Kamala Harris,
not to get some free
resources. Come on out, y'all, and get your body together. Check your blood pressure, y'all. We walking around, your blood pressure is high. Your blood pressure is high, and you don't even know it. So come get your blood pressure, eyes checked, and so you can live longer.
Well, we've been
spend the weekend with the senator. Come on Saturday, Black Women's Expo too. Wellness there too.
All right. Okay. I just want you to explain one more thing about this real ID for people who are very nervous about it and think that's an additional way of tracking you around the country.
They're tracking us now.
Okay.
On your cell phone.
Look, your cell phone. You get on an airplane or you get in the car and drive to another state that tells you exactly where you're going to be at. Yeah. My car, I got a Toyota Venza. I drive into Indiana. A low voice will say, "Welcome to Indiana." I turn around and say, "What is that coming from?" I come back to Chicago. "Welcome to Illinois."
Yeah.
So they're tracking us.
They're tracking us. You know what, Senator Mattie Hunter, thank you for all that you are doing, have done, and continue to do.
Thank you.
Truly appreciate you.
The brunch.
Yeah, the brunch. Brunch. Well, listen, you keep coming back. I've been blessed to run into you 3 times.
I know. I can't believe it.
So you know what? I'm excited. Wynona always brings great guests for community.
And that phone that keeps on ringing.
and when you answer it and they know you just hung up.
Technology and people. That's okay.
They're tracking you.
That's right. That's right.
Well, believers, we're tracking you, and we're on your trails to tell you unfortunately, we are out of time, but we're never out of content.
Okay. That's
we
all right.
encourage
Thank you all. I really appreciate you. Invite me back sometime.
Please come back and
You
hang
just said a word.
Yeah.
You just said a word.
Well, believers, we invite you to come back with us tomorrow for a great show. It's going to be, what day is tomorrow?
Tomorrow is Wednesday, and we always want to encourage you to keep Love 24 alive. Tell someone that you don't know, a perfect stranger, that you love them, and show someone that you do know how much you love them. Lead with love, land on love. I love you, Action Jackson.
Oh, I love you, Tamara Fair.
Believers, we love you. y'all.
And let's say we love Senator for all.
All right.
Up next, AC Green. After that, Pastor DeAndre Patterson with the afternoon drive. We get it done all night long right here on Inspiration 1390.
You guys,
Right,
I
you're
hope
right,
that
I
you
know
got
the
all of
Mississippi.
that information. This fair is going down August the 3rd. Do you know that that is in 4 days, 5 days? August the 3rd. There's so many resources, so much fun that you can have. And you know what? We are typically in communities where we lack resources, but the Brunch Bunch is dedicated to bringing you resources that you would never usually get until those dry up. So at